Hey guys, hello. Let me see. I'm having like I don't know what's going on right now. Hi everyone. My name is Lindsay Dollinger and I am super excited to introduce you to a freaking amazing woman, honestly. My friend Michele. My glasses are fogging up. I told you I'm a hot mess. Um Michele, would you like to say hello and tell us who you are and where you are from? Because you are not in Ohio.
All right. So, yes, my name is Michele Clawetter. I'm originally from North Carolina, but I currently live in Florida.
Love it. So jealous. Yeah. So we met this summer in Florida at our mentor and friend, Beth Holden Graves' house, her lake house, which, wait, you sold her that, right?
I did, because I'm also a realtor.
Yes. Michele, she was like, well, if you ever want to move to Florida, and I'm always like, it's very tempting. So
Of course,
it's
right
good
now, the way the market is, you might get an amazing amount for your house there, but you're going to pay a big amount here too. So,
Yeah, it'll probably be a while anyway. So I'll just keep that in the back of my mind. But yeah, Disney World is definitely calling my name all the time. You guys know that. But anyway, Michele and I met through our company, that our nutrition company. Michelle's been in it a lot longer, and I'm gonna let her tell her story because she shared her story at Beth's Lake House, and honestly, I was just really blown away and was really touched by it. And so, okay, I'll stop like giving little hits. Michele, will you tell us kind of your story with the Thrive products, how you got
sure.
started and what kind of results you saw?
Yep, definitely. So when Thrive actually found me, I lived in Virginia at the time. I worked at Virginia Tech in an office, and I'm a single mom. I was recently divorced from a not so good situation, and I had grown up my entire life basically just giving to others and thinking that's all that my life was meant to be. So I had very low self-esteem, no confidence whatsoever. My life was getting up, taking care of my son, going to work, and coming home. I was also about 100 pounds overweight. And I actually have a picture. Let's see if I can get this in here right. So that's me
Oh my
back in
gosh.
2015. And that's not actually the biggest I got. That's just the last picture I took before I started Thrive. And then there's a full body picture right there.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I love that. First of all, I just love that you have that there, like as a reminder. You know what I mean? Like that's so good.
well, the funny thing is in this picture here, so let's say you see this shirt.
Yeah.
So that shirt, you couldn't really tell from that, but it was still kind of tight. That was 2 weeks into my Thrive experience. And I personally started Thrive because I wanted to lose weight, right? Because again, I was very overweight. I didn't care what else it did. Lori told me everything else. I didn't care. I just wanted to lose weight, and I thought my energy was normal, and that was just how life was supposed to be. But I did start losing weight, and I actually kept that shirt until this past year because it finally started getting holes in it, and I would sleep in it at night. So no matter what kind of day I had, when I went to bed, I was like, yeah, but look, because it
Yep.
was so big on me. Like
Oh
I
my
could
gosh.
fit
I
two of
love
me.
that. I love that.
Yeah. But so my friend Lori and I, we'd been friends for a long time. We met through Pasofino horses. She lived in Florida at the time that we met. So we only met in person like once at a horse show. But other than that, it's just, Facebook friends. No, nothing special. Just we'd see each other.
Yep.
And she introduced me to the Pasofino horses because I had just sold my horse when my son was born because I couldn't afford both. And when she was posting about this Thrive stuff, I was just pretty much just watching and ignoring her and her friend Jennifer because I knew I couldn't afford it. And I say that because I literally, at the day I started, I was negative in my checking account. Even though I worked full time, I was budgeting $60 a week for gas and groceries, and that didn't stretch. One of my I got paid twice a month. One paycheck paid the mortgage.
Yeah.
I left another paycheck of the mortgage amount for everything else. So there was really lots of times like, I'd put one off for a month to pay one, and I was always catching up, and NSF fees and things like that. So when I said I couldn't afford it, I really couldn't afford it. And I wasn't putting a lot of money elsewhere. I was buying a large sweet tea at Bojangles a lot because I was a sweet tea person, and I would drink about a gallon of sweet tea a day, but I normally made it at home. But during the day at work, sometimes I'd go up to Bojangles and get a large sweet tea. But other than that, like my drinking was sweet tea and Kool-Aid because that's what you make at home. You know what I mean? And as far as food, it was like ramen noodles and macaroni and cheese with hot dogs cut up, which is my son's absolute favorite food. And we actually just had that for dinner the other night because he wanted it so badly. So it's kind of funny. Like we used to have to have that, and now it's like he wants it, you know? Mm-hmm. So when I decided to reach out to her, it was actually to prove her wrong. Because she had made a post that everybody could afford Thrive, you know, that people were spending money on their purse and their nails and their hair and this, that, and the other. And I was like, ha, 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 I don't do that. I had never gotten a manicure or pedicure in my entire life. I went to Supercuts and got my hair cut once a year. I would go more for Jacob just because he wanted to keep his hair short. Right. And then my purse was like a Walmart special that had lasted for a couple years. And I had one pair of shoes, 2 pair of pants that fit, and a couple of shirts, enough to get me through a week of work. And that was it. You know, so of course, when I posted that in the comments, she's like, oh, but you could get it free with 2 people. And I'm like, no, I can't. I don't know 2 people. I had like 3,500 Facebook friends. And I said I didn't know 2 people, right? Because in my head, I didn't. I'm thinking of the little circle around me, and everybody was just as broke as I was. So why was I? No, I didn't know anybody. Yeah. And, you know, they were talking a little bit more, a couple more comments, and we actually have screenshots of this. We share it sometimes. But then I actually said in there, if I could be the spokesmodel for before and after and get it for free, I'm all in. And needless to say, I'm the spokesmodel for before and after, and I get it for free. Yes. It's funny how that worked, right?
Yeah.
She went to private message with me and was talking with me. And, you know, her and Jennifer got together and they sent me 2 weeks worth of Thrive to get started. And, you know, by the time she had shipped it out and I was waiting to get it, she had built up enough hope in the product that it would work for me. Like I didn't doubt her. I didn't doubt the product. I just thought it would work for me because nothing ever did. I gained weight for 15 years. Right. And I also have health issues that lead to exhaustion and then weight gain and all this other fun stuff, you know, red face, swollen face is a little bit swollen today. But it's like, I was excited because of what Lori had said, you know, and I really wanted to work, but I also knew I couldn't afford it. So she had told me, you know, when I get my product, she told me how to do it. And she's like, you know, take a picture of your DFT and post it. And even though I was like, well, this ain't going to work, I did it. And it actually did work. I started getting people excited, you know. That was December 12th of 2015. And that date's always going to be seared in my head because that's the day my life changed. December 8th is when we signed up. And the funny thing is she actually signed me up as a promoter because she's like, what if you could actually make like $20 a week? And I was like, oh my God, that would be amazing. Like I'm getting chills right now. That really,
I know.
That's how I was. And like $20 would have been absolutely amazing a week. But again, I didn't even think I could find one person, much less make $20 a week. Right. But I started my first couple of days, I noticed an appetite control. When I got full, I wasn't still hungry. It wasn't like there's this bottomless pit. Even though my stomach would be full, I used to still be hungry and I wasn't. And my second day, actually, I went Christmas shopping with my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, which I hate shopping. I'm not a normal woman. My mom's watching right now. She loves shopping. She really
she's like, it's true.
Yes. But I really do. I hate shopping. So normally when I would go to that, not only was I like dragging, you know, but I was like, just as depressed as you could be about being in a store. Like that was me. Right. And I made it through the day. It wasn't that bad. And I only drank water. I wasn't drinking my sweet tea. And I went home and I didn't want the Kool-Aid. I wanted the water, you know. And so I was excited about that. But in that first week, I actually lost a couple of pounds, which was huge for me. Because again, I went 15 years gaining weight. Right.
Yeah.
So fast forward a couple of weeks. I never had a big blow up in your face amazing moment with Thrive. It was all gradual with me, right? Yeah. But I noticed I was coming home from work and I was singing and dancing in the car to a Katy Perry song. I never do that after work. right? It was just, when did that happen? And then we were in the kitchen with Jacob, and he was, I always have to do the math and I can't do it that fast, either 10 or 11 at the time that this was going on. And we were in the kitchen, and he was used to the no mom, right? He wanted to go outside and play. Well, you can go, I'm going to watch you through the window. And I would watch him through the window playing with his dog, but I would not go out there. We didn't ever go anywhere. And it was always sitting on the couch doing something, right? He came in and we were laughing and joking around, just having a good time, tickling, things like that. And he's like, hey, can I have a piggyback ride? I said, yes. And he's like, wait, really? and I was like, sure, so I went over to the couch and he hopped up on my back and I actually went running through the house. And again, this was after work. This is like 7:00 at night. My bedtime used to be 9:00 at night. I had my day down. I knew what time we were going to eat. I knew what time he had to take a bath, what time he was going to bed. And I was going to read to him and say prayers. And then I'd be in bed. But then when I went to bed, my brain would sit there and work for 45 minutes before I could go to sleep. And that was another thing I noticed, that when I laid my head down, I would go to sleep regardless of what time it was. So fast forward again, I did actually end up losing 70 pounds. But honestly, what I gained from the Thrive experience itself, not even talking about the business, but from the Thrive experience itself, was being able to be the yes mom for my son. And I get emotional, guys, so I'll try not to.
You're fine. No judgment here, girl.
Able to go do things with him. And like, I remember during the summer, I actually took him to Carowinds because, again, we lived in Virginia, so it was up in North Carolina. And we had a great day, and we're just running around the park, just having fun. And like all of this, and just that alone is worth all of this. Now, of course, I love that I lost the weight. I love how I feel. I still have weight to lose. I'm not completely happy where I'm at yet, but, I'm a lot better than I was. And I have to keep reminding myself that. But as far as the business side now, like I said, I posted that picture and then people were asking questions and I would just go to Lori, what now? What now? What now? And in your first 2 weeks, we do have bonuses, but Lori was new. Jennifer was new. And I remember asking her about, hey, what's this tracker? She's like, don't worry about that. That's something else. Okay. So we didn't even bother with that. Right. Yeah. So I didn't earn any bonuses or anything, but I did get my first customer within that first couple of weeks. And it happened to be right after January 1st. And then I got my second one. So by February, I had credits. Right. Yeah. And then on top of that,
super quick. Explain what that means. Explain.
Okay, so
don't know what that is.
With our company, both customers and promoters can get Thrive for free. And basically what it is, you refer people in. They sign up under your referral link. Customers have that as well. And when 2 of your referrals order on AutoShip in that month, the next month they take the average of those 2 orders and you get those in credits. And you can get up to $400 in credits. My first credit thing was like $222, I think, or something like that. Yeah. And now, mind you, again, they had only sent me 2 weeks. And so I made a payment on the one little credit card that I had, and I had just enough to order a month. And I remember, because again, I didn't have that second referral. I remember when I ordered saying, God, please let me find another referral because I needed to be able to get this free so bad. And honestly, that's the last time I've had to pay for it. Was in January of 2016. Yeah. But then that month, the company released what's called a VIP reset. And it's those bonuses I was telling you about. They opened it up to the entire company. You can run for them again. Nice. Now, this is the person that didn't know 2 people to get hers free, right? I ran for it and I got the VIP 1600, which is basically bringing in 8 new people. Okay. And I remember when I first got that first check, that check paid my mortgage. And this is not an income claim, just
we'll post the income
disclosure. The disclosure, yeah. But and it was kind of surreal because again, like I didn't even think anything like this was going to happen. I didn't sign up for a business. I just wanted to get mine for free. But what I did is every time somebody would ask me a question, I would go to Lori or Jennifer or Cheyenne and be like, okay, what now? And I used to send screenshots to Lori. Okay, this is what they're saying. What do I say? Because I didn't know. I've never sold anything in my life. I didn't know anything about Thrive. I was still learning about it and the company. I just knew what it was doing for me. And this one here, this picture here, that second picture when I took it, I didn't notice the difference. And I had posted it in our little private chat, and like everybody was going on about how much there was a big difference. They could see it in my face. And they're like, post it, post it, post it. And I'm over here like, because
it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah.
So I did post it, and that's how I got those VIPs, was that one picture. And so I started, every time my leadership would say, do something, even if I doubted it, even if I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work, I would do it.
Yep.
And then I would always reach up and ask for help. And I did with, like 8-9 weeks in, I hit the second rank of the company. The second rank of the company is where we also earn an auto bonus. And I was driving at the time, you'll have to look this up. It was called a Suzuki Kazashi.
Oh, I know what that is.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
I bought it, like my payments were like $300 a month or something, and it had like 80,000 miles on it. But I thought that was great because it was under 100,000 miles. I'd never owned a brand new car, right? Right. And but it was like, hey, I've got a cool car. You know what I mean? So when I earned this, I was like, yeah, that's nice. But let's see if I earn it again next month, right? And 2 weeks into the next month, I was already over it. I was already at 20,000. And I actually left my house to go get gas for the lawnmower and came back with a BMW.
Okay, explain kind of what that means, like the VIP car bonus.
So with our car bonus, regardless of what you drive, you don't even have to have a car. When you hit that second rank of the company and you have 4 promoters that are direct to you that are active, and the second rank is $12,000 in sales, you get $300 a month. So every month that you earn that $12,000 in sales and have those 4 promoters, the next month you get $300. If you end up and get one of the auto bonus vehicles, which there's a list of luxury vehicles, it has to be black or white, under 5 years old. And there's some trucks in there as well. You know, if you go and buy one of those or lease one of those, you get $800 a month. When I went and I got that BMW, that payment was $425. So I still got $800 a month, even though my payment was $425. So like that was not only paying for my car, but my insurance and my fuel and things like, again, you guys, I was negative in my checking account when I started. And this was 8 weeks, 9 weeks into my experience. And I just kept going there. But the thing about me is, again, I had very low self-esteem. I didn't have any confidence. I leaned on my leadership to have that confidence for me and just did what they said. And I remember hitting that auto bonus, and it was kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. But when I came home with that BMW, it was like, wow. But I had lots of negative people in my life. And I had lots of people coming at me on Facebook. You know, 3,500 Facebook friends, you're going to have some negative ones.
Yeah, you will. That's how you know you've made it, right?
Yes, yes. And I remember coming out of the office one day. So the office I worked at in Virginia Tech is this old office that was like this beige color. And from the rain over the years, it had like black lines on it. So it literally looked like the building was crying. Okay. That was where I went in every single day. And I was coming out of that, walking towards my car thinking, what if they're right? What if this is not what I'm thinking it is? What if this business isn't what I'm thinking it is? And I was halfway to my car when I stopped. I'm like, wait a minute. I've already lost, like, at that time, I think it was like 25 pounds. I've already lost 25 pounds, and I'm looking at the car that I just earned the auto bonus on. Yeah. Like, I'm the proof. I don't need anybody else to say anything. I'm the proof it works. There's the proof I get paid for it. Right. Yep. And so I just kept going. And this entire time, like I was kind of backwards. It was like, I didn't really think I could hit that next rank. I wanted to, but I don't know. And then it would happen. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that.
I love it.
About 2.5 years in is when I hit the top rank of the company. Yes.
I love it. I love it. Tell us the story. Critical. Yeah. Tell us the story on how like you found out or how you told people.
So I had already moved to Florida, and it's just my son and I, and it was like a couple days before the end of the month or 1 day before the end of the month. And it was like, all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, I am really close. Like this might actually happen. And I had a private message chat set up with me and my team, and we were posting in there, and everybody was so excited. And I'm like in my office working and messaging people and talking, and everybody's doing this and doing that. And I got within about $400, and my friend Jennifer Rudisill hit submit. She had her package waiting, and she was waiting for me to get that amount because she wanted to be the one to send me over. And even though I knew it was coming, wait a minute. Yeah. That was 200K then. Okay. Even though I knew it was coming, it was still a shock. And so I went live, and I was like, at the beginning of my video, you can even see it. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say now. And my son comes in, and he's like, you're 200K. I'm like, oh yeah, and then I started crying. And it was happy tears. It was relief. It was like, oh my God, I actually did it. Look at this team. I have my team ready for it. They can do this. And of course, my son doesn't like it when I cry. So he's like bringing me one of the dogs. No, that didn't work. Bring me another dog. Here's your cat. Here's some bubble wrap. Silly behind you. Like, he was doing everything he could to try to make me stop crying.
Happy.
And I actually reached over. He gave me a hug. My mom actually took a screenshot of it. And so I've shared that picture a lot. And it was just very, very surreal that actually happened.
Yep.
Especially when you look back at how I started and where I came from. I am the proof that you do not have to make money or have money to make money with this business. I negative to 200K. Like, negative mindset, negative checking account.
And even that you don't even really have to have it to get started. Like, you can have a couple people on board with you. You can all try it together. And I think that's why you did so well, to be honest, because people can relate to your story so much, just everything.
Well, it's being vulnerable and sharing your story and being okay with sharing these pictures like that and what it's doing for you. It's also not worrying about the negative people. I even made a post at one point in the very first week, like, okay, I'm not going to post about this every day because I don't want to annoy you. Well, you guys, like, it was changing my life. It was changing my mom's life. She was like one of the first people that I got on it. Of course, it was changing my friends' lives here and there. And I'm hearing all these stories. I couldn't not share about it. And then I didn't try to do it by myself. I didn't try to answer all the questions and do all the things. I went to my leadership. I'm like, help. And I was open to the help. I was open to everything. I would get on the calls. I remember one time, this was probably about a year into my experience, that I was getting ready for a call, and it was one that I was going to be on. And my son's like, do you have to be on all the calls? And I'm like, I mean, I don't, but that's how we're going to Carowinds. He's like, okay, never mind. So it was like, he just needed a little reminder, because sometimes your family, they're not used to you having this business at home yet. So sometimes you have to have that talk. And after the call, I actually had a talk with him, and he was fine with it. And obviously now he's definitely fine with it. He gets to homeschool, and he gets to sit in there on his laptop with his dog and his cats, like sitting around him as he's working. I mean, I would have loved to have been able to do that in school.
I know, right? Well, and just sharing because the people who love you and really care about you will get on board. Like, they'll get on board, or they'll accept it. And then, you know what I mean? Because
at the same note, that there are going to be people that they feel some sort of way about you growing or being successful or whatever. And you just have to remember, again, it's not personal. It's not about you. Just like when somebody's not ready to thrive, it's not about you. You can't take it personal. And I have a big heart, and I take lots of things personal. And that was a big one for me. And I still have times where I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why is my team not doing this? Or why is that person not getting it free or whatever? And I have to remember, I'm doing all the things. Everybody has the same tools in the same toolbox. You just have to open the drawer and use them.
Absolutely. Well, and you can't control other people either.
Right.
You can only explain your heart, where you're coming from. And like with your son being like, okay, well, if you want all these things, like, these are our goals, and this is what we get to do to get there. And then he's like, okay, done and done.
Yeah. And, he was at the age, he didn't really understand finances that much. So I couldn't really explain it that way. But I'm not sure if any of you listening has ever had that moment where you're sitting at the cash register checking out your groceries. And I used to have to keep track of what was in my shopping cart to be able to not go over my budget. And sometimes I would misadd or whatever, and they're adding up, and he loved to bag the groceries. So he'd be down there bagging, and I'd have to stop him to put stuff back. And I was so embarrassed about that. Yeah. And I would feel so bad about it. And he didn't understand, he understands now, right. But when you have the younger kids like that, they don't understand. So you have to make sure and explain it on their level. And you have to remember that when you are sacrificing this time to do your business, that you're doing it not only for yourself and the people that you're helping, but for you're building a legacy. This is for your family as well. I don't want him to grow up and have to suffer like I did. I would love to be able to set him up for success. Does that mean I'm going to give him everything? No, we've already talked about that too.
Right.
But, I mean, if he wants to eat ramen noodles every day, he can eat ramen noodles every day, but he won't have to.
Exactly. I love that. Michele, I love your story so much. Okay, super quickly before we hop off of here. So you do your 3 steps every day, which for those of you who are unfamiliar, it's a capsule first thing in the morning and then a lifestyle shake. What's your favorite shake flavor?
Chocolate.
I'm a chocolate girl too.
Yes.
I love it.
Every time. Chocolate. And I also add Boost to it because my health issue does affect my immune system, and our Boost product helps with your immune system and supports it. So I have that in my mix every day as well. So it's like a chocolate berry.
Yeah, I've been adding that as well. More recently than not, but I'm like, I don't know why I haven't been doing that the whole time actually. And then the third is our DFT, which I have mine on my back, which there you go.
There's mine.
Yes, I have tack on too. I love tack.
Yes, my favorite. I call it the Mac Daddy unicorn.
Yes, it is. It's got the most stuff.
Yes.
Okay, are there any other products that you have added in daily?
Balance. Balance is like it's for your digestive system. They call it the flat tummy pill because it helps with bloat and stuff. But it basically helps keep your digestive system on track. And I can't explain it, but it's just, I notice when I don't take it,
I do
you know what I mean? I feel more bloated and stuff. And I admit, y'all, I mean, I didn't lose this weight because I went on a strict diet and went to the gym. Yeah. In fact, I hate the gym. I've tried it a couple of times. I'm like, no, it's not for me.
Not my thing.
I still eat like I shouldn't eat. I mean, we have Outback coming tonight.
Yum.
But it's also just potatoes and it's got bourbon sauce on it. So I mean,
right.
Not the best. But yeah, those are my go-to is the 3 steps and Boost and Balance. If they got rid of everything and you could only choose 5, those would be what I would do. Yeah. And I used to, before this one, DFT Ultra was my favorite because for me personally, it has the best appetite control. This one and what we call TAC, this one and Ultra has the best appetite control. If I don't put it on about 10 or 11 o'clock, I'll start getting hungry. And the first thing I do, I'm like, wait. Oh, yep. I didn't.
Oh, you can tell.
I can tell.
I love it.
Because I normally don't get hungry until about between 1 and 3, and if I get like not tired, but like mentally tired, I'll know then also that I don't have my DFT on because it helps me with my mental clarity a lot.
Yeah. I love that. And one more thing. Have you tried heat or chill? And if so, what's your preferred? Yeah.
I literally did chill before we got on.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I have lots of anxious moments. We will just say that. And one of those is about going live, and I have not been live in a very long time.
Well, you did awesome.
I know. And I always do. And I always feel better afterwards. But the moments before, it's like, ooh. So yeah, literally like before you went live, I did the chill. I've tried the heat. To me, it tastes like a mocha coffee. It's supposed to be like a dark chocolate caramel. I don't like dark chocolate. I don't like coffee. So
it's not for you.
But I have tried it and I did get a boost of energy. And, I mean, I felt good. It's just, but this chill, like I have it on my stand next to my couch. I have it in my purse. I have it up there on the kitchen counter, and I have it for Jacob as well.
Oh, I love that. And super quickly, last thing, will you tell everyone how you take that? Because it's different than our other products.
So any of you out there ever had a pixie stick? Pixie sticks is basically what this is. It's a powder. And so I just like that. That's it. And you
Yep.
get it kind of wet in your mouth and then swallow. It's like a chamomile mint flavor. But what I do, because it's a lot of powder, is I'll do like half of the packet and swallow, and then the other half
Oh,
instead
that's
of the
smart.
whole thing at one time.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I never thought of the pixie stick analogy, and I'm going to use it all the time.
Oh yeah, I used to
Like,
love
you just,
pixie sticks. I would put one or two
yeah.
on my tongue, so I'd have a bunch of powder there. It was like that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, yes. It has been a while since I've thought of pixie sticks.
You're
We're
welcome.
showing our age, Michele.
Hey, they
I don't
still
even
have them, man. They're not as
do they
popular, but
I was
they
gonna say,
still
do they
have
have
them.
them? Okay, I didn't even think they still had them, but
Yep.
that's hysterical. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I don't know, is there anything else that you needed to add or wanted to
The
add?
only thing I would add, you know, as far as the Thrive product, if you're curious at all, reach out to whoever's been sharing about it. Majority of people, I know we're not going to push you on, we're not going to force you to do it, but we want to be able to answer your questions and help you, and you're not going to regret it. The only regret any of us ever have is that we didn't do it sooner.
Exactly.
Like you hear that all the time. And as far as the business side, if you're really wanting to grow, like I love my people regardless. They just want to get it free, fine. They just want to order theirs, fine. They want to get 500 a month, fine. They want to hit the top rank of the company, fine. I'm there for everybody. But I'm not going to reach out to everybody because there's no way I can do that. So if you want help, you have to reach out to me.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of my promoters, Haley, just recently reached out to me. And it's like that's what I'm waiting for. You know, I love helping everybody regardless of where you're at. And I've even adopted people onto my team. You know, they're not directly under me, but they don't have the support that they like at the time or something. So I help them there. You know, the thing about the Lavelle teams and the Thrive teams, just like Lindsay and I, we're not on the same team. You know, we don't benefit each other volume wise, but we benefit each other mentally. And having that support, like Beth is not my leader, right? She didn't have to ask me to the retreat. She didn't have to help me out. She didn't have to text me and tell me how awesome I am sometimes, you know, but she does because she's an amazing person. And that's what you have with your team. You have to be able to be willing to reach out to your leadership. Don't always expect them to reach out to you, but reach out to your leadership and then do what they say.
Yep.
Okay.
Coachable.
Yes.
100%. Well, and like you, I love how you pointed that out. Like, guys, the Thrive community is so amazing. Like, not just our individual teams. Obviously, you know, Michelle's talked a lot about her team, our team, and about how someone is always there to answer your questions, to share your systems, to plug you in, to help you out, all those things. But also, I've just really noticed the entire, like you said, the company community. Like, the Facebook page, the Instagram pages, like all the trainings. It's like, whether it's the customers getting support, like we just had a customer call this week with Jason Camper, our CEO, and customers and promoters were invited. And it's just like, you know, everyone.
I had a customer one time. Paul Gravett is one of the co-CEOs of our company and one of the creators. And he had made a post about something. And I tagged one of my new customers in it. And I was like, hey, I'm so excited that Connie's getting ready to get started. And he actually reached out to her privately and was like, oh, I'm glad you're getting started. You know, if you have any questions, let me know. Like, she was in shock, you know, and she's still a customer with me. She's been a customer with me for about 2 years now, and she loves her Thrive. It completely changed her life. You know, she can't go without it. She doesn't want to promote. That's fine. She gets hers free. She's gotten it for free for almost 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter. Like, to us, we just want you thriving.
Yep,
or
exactly.
at least giving it a
I've said that
try.
to people before. They're asking me questions and they're like, well, you know, my cousin sells it, so I feel like I should go with her. I'm like, that's fine. I don't care who you thrive with. I just want you to thrive. Go do it. Sure. That's fine.
Yes. Experience this, guys.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Michele, like I said, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you and your awesome story. And I love that you're willing to share it and just show us, like, literally what's possible. You know, you painted the picture from where you were, where you are now. And then I know there's even more awesome opportunities in store for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you for asking me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Bye-bye.
Oh, my son's showing me something from Outback. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Bye, guys.
Bye.